Good afternoon, everyone, and then compliments for everyone. So, it's a big one, to be honest. We go into the game knowing that what to expect. So, we prepared well. So, I think we're ready for the game, to be honest. So, we're taking one game at a time. Doesn't change anything, doesn't change our plan because we're playing on the Pirates. So, just like any other game.
Just to follow up, Festival, I don't know if I'm allowed, sorry, Sponello. With you guys being on top of the log, I know it's something you've obviously haven't tasted yet, winning the league. But I know it's early days and stuff. Do you think you guys have the squad? I know you've shown the capabilities of, with winning your games and stuff. But do you think you guys have a shot at challenging Sundowns for the league title this season?
It's still early days to say we're going to challenge the league. So our plan is to take one game at a time, to be honest, and we have a squad to challenge in every team in the league. So I'm not going to say we're going to challenge the league. We're taking one game at a time. So the result going to tell us what is the way forward for us. So every game we take it as it comes. So 3 points. So it's very important for us. We're planning for a win each and every match.
Festival, knowing Pirates so well, knowing the players there, and also knowing Orlando Stadium, have you given any insight, to Coach Brandon and to your teammates? You've obviously got some former players there as well, Cheese Boy, guys who know the culture of Pirates. Have you given any insight, and do you think you guys know enough to be able to beat Pirates as well on their own home ground?
To be honest, it's a whole change team, not a Paris team. It's not the same team, It's only 2 guys that are left in that team. So a new coach came with a new philosophy for the team. And then guys knows that Orlando Stadium is not house. So we have to make sure that we go there and focus 100%, concentrate 100%. We work hard 100%. So everyone is ready and he knows what to do on Sunday.
Festival, I just wanted to check this, with the club without Mbokoma, how is it a big blow to you guys? Because it seems like, he complements well with the Sahot up front and and also with the Gamildin. How much is it a blow to you guys? What is your take on it?
Coach will answer that. So I'm only playing football. I'm not here to talk about other players, comment on other players. I'm here to play football. As I'm a player, so I can't comment on Bogoto, but he's a good player and a very important member of the team. So I think that coach will answer that. For me, it's not me to answer that.
Yeah, afternoon, Thabo. My question is, how has it been working with Coach Brandon, and how different is he compared to the coaches that you have worked with in your career before? Thank you.
Yeah, so I can't compare coaches, but he's a very good coach, to be honest. He's doing his job well, he's coaching the team, he's doing very, very good job. So I'm really, really, really happy, and the team is really happy with him. So everyone is expressing himself when he plays, So he's giving everyone an opportunity to play. So I think he's a very good coach, to be honest.
Cheesy, let's just talk about how all of this has been, because I obviously got to see you a few years ago. When you were at Ajax, then with Maccabi, and then a little bit in the wilderness in between all of that. Yeah. And now you're sitting at the top of the DSTV Premiership table as captain. Does that smile on your face really just tell the whole story?
Well, I think I've always been this person that's always been smiling. I'm a happy soul, and Rob, during our time while I was still in Cape Town, were a bit of issues, and you yourself couldn't understand why I was not given the opportunity. But I think by the grace of the Lord, and also being patient enough and understanding the game, that somehow in your career you have to go through a slump, and it's just to be patient, and also know that you're passionate about what you're doing. Currently we are enjoying ourselves as a team, and we're not in a rush. We're just taking this game and just enjoying the moment.
I know you opened up a bit about the last few years and getting to where you guys are now. As the captain, what is the message from inside the squad in terms of how you guys are handling the situation, being top of the log? so early on in the season, new guys in the Premiership. What is the message from you to your teammates, and obviously with your experience of having been at this level before, how do you guys handle the season going forward, the way you have been so far, and sitting pretty there at the top with Sundowns?
Yeah, well, I think for us it's about staying humble. I think we are lucky team to have a lot of experienced guys like Matlaba, Nyatama, Freeze, Foyo. I think that plays a huge role in our team because we have certain youngsters that's also like their first season in the Premiership, and they're also sitting up there with Sundowns, having to calm them down and letting them know that it's still early days. We just need to focus on improving the team on each and every game. And I think that's what makes this team special, is because of the experience, guys. We've got a lot of former internationals as well. So yeah, we just on a train that we just taking it easy. Like Thabo said, one game at a time. We're not in a rush. We've been here before. We've played at this level before. So we know what it takes. We know it's still early days, and we just need to focus on what the coach wants us to do. Right now, the main important game is the one against Pirates on Sunday, and we're just doing preparations for that.
Yeah, maybe just on Coach Brakis, I know Festival didn't want to compare, but you've worked with a lot of coaches yourself, and not much is known of Coach Brakis. It's his first time in the Premiership as well. What has been so special about him that he's got you guys ticking the way you have, winning the NFD, and then obviously coming and leading the log standings now with Sundowns?
Yeah, well, I'd say it boils down to the person that he is. Number one, he's a father figure. He's someone that is easily open for his players to talk to him, And while I was still in the NFD, looking at him while he was still at Pitches Bay, he was one successful coach wherever he went, especially in the NFD. And I recall our first time we met when he arrived at the club. I was on the verge of saying I'm about to retire, and he said, "Look, man, I still see a lot of years in you," and he gave me the courage to bounce back and play football again, And as for him as a coach, just after our first game in the NFD against Kings, I sent him a message telling him that he's a coach that deserves to be coaching in the PSL. And luckily enough, we managed to win the league, and we got to the PSL. And it's starting to show now what type of a coach he is, And he's someone who does not only go by the book, but he's also open to other ideas coming from the players. I think we also as senior guys have an input in terms of trying to make the coach understand how certain teams play and certain philosophies as well, And I think with that unity and also putting God in front, I think that has really put this team where it is today.
Last season you were playing more as a right back, and then this season you have pushed usual position, which is an attacking midfielder. Was that an instruction from the coach, or you just told him that no, because I'm in a PSL, I need to play in that position because it's familiar to me?
No, look, I think the coach is lucky enough to have a lot of players that are so very versatile. I haven't played right back yet, but if he wants me to play right back, I'll play right back for him. And I'm playing in a three-man midfield currently. And depending on the tactics of the game, sometimes I am pushed into a false 9 or a 10, or also on the wing as well. So I think it's about the balance that we have. I can make an example of Thabo. You can play him right back, you can play him left back, you can play him in the midfield as well. So I think that's the possibilities we have in this team, that we are fortunate enough to have players that can adjust to any certain position. But for your question, I did not play right back. But yeah, if the opportunity is given to play right back for the team, I will.
Lebo, just a question from yourself. I mean, it's been 10 years since you've left, since you were at Pirates, and everybody knows you, started to know you from your time at Pirates. Did you ever think that 10 years later you'd be returning to play them and, be leading a team as captain? Because I think it's going to be the first time that you are like captain of an opposition against Pirates.
Yeah, well, I think it's not the first time I'm playing Pirates. I didn't score against Pirates, so it's nothing new to me. And also the generation of players that are playing now at Pirates, it's not the guys that I played with. Most of them are no longer playing the club, and the philosophy has changed. How they run things at the club, it has changed. The development structures are no longer the same. They're no longer getting players from the development. So a lot of has changed over the 10 years, And for me, it's just another match, If I look at my record playing against Pirates, I've always done well against Pirates, and it's always a must for me to try and win the match against Pirates. And yeah, come Sunday, we will be ready, and we're just preparing properly for them. And yeah, hopefully we get the results that we want.
Please, that just touch on that point that you made about it's a different team whereby not as many players are coming from the development. What are you seeing that's different in what they are doing? And just from yourself, as I was saying, you have played against them before. I was just saying, at your, obviously someone mentioned earlier on, you were in the wilderness at some point. Did you ever think that you would be coming back to lead a team playing against Pirates again?
Yeah, well, I think it all boils down to your individual dreams. We all have dreams. We all, when we have setbacks, we sit back and we reflect and we look back and we try and fix where we went wrong. And it gave me that opportunity to sit back and reflect, and also gave me time to spend time with my family. It was been always away for all these years, and it gave me a season or two to stay with my kids, my wife, and they actually built me up, and we went through a lot of praying as well, and I eventually asked God that when is the opportunity going to arise for me to go back and do what I do best, and it's playing football at the highest level, and that opportunity was granted, and I'm grateful to the Almighty for that, and also with teammates that I've had from last season, from the Glad Africa, all those guys, most of them are not sure, but they played a big part in where this team is today, and yeah, hopefully going forward we can do better than Pirates. I mean they've lost their development structure, and obviously they buy in players now. It's no longer like before when you had players promoted into the first team, which has become a norm in South Africa, where our development players are no longer given an opportunity at clubs, and there's no interacting between the MDC and the first teams. There's no cohesion, which is really needed in this country in order to move our football going forward.
Say, in the last couple of seasons, you haven't played much football. What have you been doing different this year to make sure that your fitness and that your health is in order?
Yeah, well, I think if you check my stats back from Maccabi, where I was at Ajax, I was never given the opportunity. I was still in good condition. It's all about when you are given an opportunity by the coach. And I got to Maccabi, I played the full season. Swalows had the franchise. I played also the full season. So I think in terms of that, I had to actually work on my recovery and all of that, because I'm a player that used to do a lot of extra training as well, and that sometimes caused me a bit of injuries, And yeah, looking at it now, maybe I could have done things a little bit better, and also a bit of luck, somewhere somehow you run out of luck. And that's what happened, And yeah, where we are now, we're in a good space, and hopefully I can be fit and away from injury for the season, so I can help the team where I can.
Can we just get your thoughts ahead of this weekend's game? I know it's a big one for a lot of the fans. I don't know how you see it. Do you see it as a big one? And how do you present this game to your players? Is it as big as what people make it out to be, or is it just another game worth 3 points for yourself and the team?
Look, yeah, obviously it's a big one for the supporters. For the players as well, I could see the disappointment in Ziv after he picked up the red card in the game, and he was out for this game. And also I can see the excitement of training as well. How big it is, what it means to the players and supporters. It's the original Soweto to Derby, yes. But I think for any coach, it is just another game. But the history behind this game and the rivalry between the fans, I think that makes it a bit more than just any other game. But for us, it's about preparing as best as we can for this game, not to get overwhelmed by the occasion. So yeah, another football match that's coming up. That's how I see it.
In terms of experience, Coach, you've spent most of your years in the lower divisions, and now achieving results the way you have been. Is it like a bit of a honeymoon period for you, or is this what you've always foreseen for yourself, being punching above your weight in the big leagues and actually competing with the likes of Sundowns at the top of the table the way you are?
Look, I don't want to get into the politics about my career and how I've come up through the system. I've coached in each and every division, from amateur to academy to youth to Castle League to Vodacom to NFD. So there's not a step I missed, but not to don't take it out of context when I say I don't think I'm the only coach out there that deserve a chance to coach at the higher division. The coaching structures and the courses we have in South Africa is of top quality, and once you go through them, you actually feel that you are ready. Yes, I went out of the country also to get some coaching licenses and get some experience as well. But there's so many of us around that is not given the opportunity to coach at a high level or professional level. I was one of the lucky ones that got the opportunity outside of Cape Town to actually coach at this level or coach at Glad Africa. In Cape Town, it's tough to come by, and also when you move out of Cape Town, you also see a lot of coaches that don't get the opportunity. So yeah, I've always felt that I was ready. It was just about giving the opportunity.
Yeah, Coach, I just wanted to check here. I asked Festival earlier the question of, being without Mbokoma. How massive of a blow for you? Of course, he has scored only one goal, but because of the synergy that he has built in the trio up front with Sahota and Gamildin, how much is a blow of a blow to you that he is not part of this game? And then just also another one. What will it take, to beat a team like Orlando Pirates? Yes, they suffered the first loss against us in the previous game. Although in that game they never get going. But what will it take for you to beat them, and also not for them not to allow to play their usual play that we normally see, what we have seen this season?
Look, yeah, Mbokoma is a key player for us. It's a massive loss for us, but this now also open the door and give opportunity for the other guys to come in. We really have some exciting players in that position who wants to get an opportunity, and we've been waiting for this opportunity. So I'm sure whoever comes in and start in this position there will be a bit of pressure to perform. But in this team as well, we've seen it before. Sipho Sabaya, Safiso Slante, who has lost their positions to injury, to suspensions and issues like that. And the guys who have come in has taken over. So if you lose your place, whoever has come in to do the job has really done tremendously. So yeah, whoever's coming in, I wish them the best of luck, and I hope they carry on we have left off. The follow-up question, look, the previous result wasn't that great. That makes them a dangerous team. They are looking to get the result about us, but against us. But about Pirates, yes, we know what they can do. They are a very dynamic team, very offensive-minded team. But that can be the downfall as well. So yeah, we'll prepare as best as we can. I think they're also missing a key player in Pule, so they have to readjust as well. So for us, with the goals against, I think that counts in our favor. Yes, we did concede 2 against City, but if you look at it, everybody concedes against City. We did our best. We outscored them on the end of the day. So going forward and preparing for the Pirates game, it's about keeping it tight at the back. I'm sure we'll get opportunities, and it's about taking that opportunities against them.
With it being so close to the window opening in a week or two, any plans coming in player or going out? And then my second question is just on have the players been inducted, at the club for them to understand, the magnitude of such a game, how actually big, Swallows versus Pirates is?
No, I'm sure they've read about it. I'm sure they grew up watching this derby. I'm sure the media and the supporters have made them aware about the magnitude of the game. But I'm trying to play it down as much as I can. For the players, for us as well, is to prepare as if we had prepared for our previous games. To change things now around and to put them under unnecessary pressure, it might blow up in our faces at the end of the day. So yeah, we'll prepare as we can, as we normally do, by praying a lot. So yeah, we'll go forward and see what happens on Sunday.
On the transfers?
On the transfers, at this stage, I have a full complement of players. We're not really lacking in any position at the moment. There's no injuries or worries that scares us going into the future. There's no long-term injuries in the squad. So at this point, I don't see a need to strengthen. I don't see a need to bring in anybody. So yeah, at this moment, there's nobody surplus to requirements.
Just a little one that we've been harping on a bit, but how serendipitous has it been to have the squad and the coach that is? You know, there's a lot of hungry players in the squad who may not have got opportunities, and that's what's happened at Swalows. Whether it be Cheesy, whether it be Rizek, whether it be Zef, whether it be Junaid who scores when you give him a chance. Do you think that life is about good timing for all of you guys?
Rob, that's a bit of a difficult one to answer. I don't have a crystal ball to look into the future. But I think everybody in the squad, I mean the senior players, Cheesy, Thabo, Vuyo, Musadim, the senior guys has really chipped in and also managed the younger ones around him. You understand? I need to give credit where it's due. I can't take all the credit as well. Everybody has been magnificent in building this brand and taking this club forward. You understand? Other than that, Rob, I remember when we started signing players and the media, we signing, it's a retirement home for players. Some guys are over the hill that we have here. So maybe it's about the players proving the naysayers wrong and making them eat humble pie at the end of the day.
Okay, Coach, I just wanted to ask, what are the technical and tactical differences, Coach, between where you coached before, as Chad has alluded that this is your first time being in the Premier Division. So I just wanted to know, in terms of you applying the game management, what are the technical differences between the NFD and the PSL?
Look, the tactics and the leagues, you have to study the leagues and you need to know the coaches, how they think, and you read into that and start planning from there. Of course, the analysis in the modern game plays a big part. But I think the biggest thing I've encountered in coaching is man management. You need to really know that you are not really coaching players, you are coaching human beings. And I think managing that process, that's been key for me. I have a relationship with all my players. I like to know how's it going at home, with their parents, with their girls, with their wives. Is everything okay? It's about man management, because at the end of the day, everybody thinks it's a player who's getting paid to do a job and he must just perform. No, there's principles of performance that you need to consider. There's stresses that you need to manage. If you don't manage these processes, and then you're not going to have an individual, a human that performs for you. We're not dealing with robots. We're not dealing with machines. So and at the end of the day, machine breaks as well. So I would like to keep that humanity in the team, and that's how I manage the squad. Let's put it that way.
Okay, so Coach, adding on that, Coach, it is well documented that Swalows have been in fine form. So from your own personal perspective, what could you expect from America Swalows this season? Could you expect a top 8 finish, or are you also aiming a top 4 finish?
I'm going to answer that like I've answered this question before. I'm not going to preempt. There's no objectives put forward. Once these objectives and these targets, you put yourself under pressure to perform, and you put yourself, you might set yourself up for failure. For us, it's the next game. That's the only game that matters. The only 3 points. We're not looking past Pirates. We're not looking till the end of May. We are looking at what's in front of us, and we need to deal with that.